All right, let's go to those poll numbers and put them up so you can see. 43% approval rating for the president, disapprove 51%, 7% unsure. What does the president have to do? What would Karl Rove be advising President Biden to do?
Well, look, you got to understand the territory ahead, and the territory ahead is not a pleasant a scene. The president has to get a budget passed. He has to get the debt ceiling raised. He says he wants to pass a $3.5 trillion spending package in a 50-50 Senate with not a single Republican supporting it, and several Democrats raising very serious considerations about elements of the package. He's even got in the House, he's got groups of members of the House who say we object to some of the major money raisers in this package. So, you know, there's no easy way out of this. My opinion is that he's got too much on his plate, that he did not lay the predicate with the American people about it. I don't remember him talking at all during the campaign about having what is in essence a claimed $3.5 trillion, but the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget looked at all the gimmicks in it and said this is really $5 to $5 trillion in new spending with a whole series of new welfare benefits and entitlements with no requirement that the people who receive those benefits be working or trying to find work. So he didn't lay the predicate for it. So he's got a very rough period of time ahead of him. And he's kidding himself. The White House is cynically telling reporters, oh, we're not going to talk about this anymore because it's going to go over to the State Department. They're going to talk about it because, first of all, the American people supported the decision. And you know what? They're going to forget this by the time of the 2020 election, our 2022 election. That's cynical. It's not going to go away. We're going to hear bad news coming out of Afghanistan in the weeks ahead. And the idea that the President of the United States can sort of wash his hands, you know, a la Pontius Pilate and say, I'm not responsible for anything bad that happens from here on out. You go talk to Secretary Blinken is foolish. That ain't going to happen.
Did he make a strategic mistake this past week when he called it an extraordinary success, the evacuation? Because you've got even today Richard Blumenthal, Democrat senator on the Armed Services Committee, saying that he's, quote, furious, his words, with the inaction of the administration. Does he have a bipartisan headache now in the way he's handled it as recent as this past week?
He's got a problem because think about it. Think about the polls. They've gone from 51% approval in the Real Clear Politics average to, depending on what poll you look at, you mentioned some that have it as low as 43%. Think about that. That means that 16%, 1 out of every 6 supporters of Joe Biden at the beginning of August is now disapproving of his performance today. That happened because real events intruded. That wasn't just sort of because people woke up someday and got off on the wrong side of the bed and said, I don't like Biden. It's because they looked at what he was saying and doing. And the criticism was bipartisan. We're going to have bipartisan criticism of the things that come forward in the next month or 6 weeks. And I think he's going to be down there in the 40s for a while.
Wow, and it's going to be a rough September legislatively. Karl Rove, thank you for taking time. Have a great rest of your Labor Day.